All right, everybody. I wanted to just jump on here and do a quick demo of Comment Funnels Chrome extension. I'm going to show you guys how I use it to automate some of my responses to posts that I do, and it helps to kind of boost some interaction and engagement, and so it helps with the Facebook algorithm to boost your post and get them to push it out to more and more people. But it helps save time mostly because it's doing that while you're in the background, while you're able to go and do some other things. So I've actually found is that by the way I'm doing it, and I'll explain how I'm using it, I've been able to take some posts that might be slowing down as far as engagement is concerned, and boost it back up by using this extension while I'm off doing other things, whether it be talking with people in Messenger or interacting on a different tab with my timeline, or whatever it might be. So this is Comment Funnels, and I'm going to show you how I use it. So first, I'm going to assume you all know how to download a Chrome extension, so I'm not going to go through that. Once you get Comment Funnels, it'll give you the link to go in and download the Chrome extension, so you can go and do that. And actually, in the comments, I'm going to leave a link so that you can go and check it out for 14 days for free. You can see how it works, and then see if it's something that you want to use. I think after that, it's not very expensive. It might be about $20 a month, something like that. But if you want to check it out for free for 14 days and see if it's something you want to use, and the big thing to factor in is think about how much time does it save you. If on a monthly basis, if we were talking about $20, how much are you attributing to? What are you spending, or what do you make on an hourly basis? Do you think you can? If this thing can save you more than an hour, I think most of us would assume that we're making more than $20 an hour with our business, or hopefully. If you think it can save you that much time, then I think it's definitely a worthwhile cost. So first, we're going to go here, click on this, these three dots, and you'll see it pop up. And at the top it says Use Comment Funnels. So you click on that, and that's going to bring you to this page. So on this page, first, this is right here is the URL for your post. So you don't want to touch that. This is pointing Comment Funnels to the post that we're talking about. So you want to leave that alone. And then the next one down here is the time delay between replies. And so this is all automated. I run it in the background, so I'm not really worried about necessarily how quickly it's going. And I like to try and stay off Facebook's radar. So what I do is, they recommend at least 10 seconds. I set it to 45 just to be safe. You can definitely do it faster, but just me personally, I want to try and stay off the radar, especially because I've been caught up a few times. So I just, I'm extra careful about it. And then what I do is typically I don't let my posts get to a point where I have 50 unanswered responses or comments on my post. So I set it at 50, but I usually don't wait that long. Usually I do it somewhere between 20 and 30. I like to group things together. Like I said, I try to run this when I have like 10, 20, 30 comments that I haven't responded to. Then that way, Facebook is seeing that engagement, those responses, and it's seeing those things in a short amount of time. So if you're talking about one every 45 seconds, over the course of, if I do 30, that might take 20 minutes or so. So Facebook, the algorithm is seeing, 30 some comments in a 20-minute period, and it's boosting it to say, oh, look, this thing's heating back up again. Let's push it back out to some more people and see if they like it or see if they'll interact with it. So that's what I do, and I've noticed it helped me with my engagement, to get it boosted and have a post that's kind of slowing down, pick back up again. Now here up on this thing, you can put a link to your offer. I don't use that, but you can. Let's say you have a post where you're like, hey, somebody message me or say info or say get it or something along those lines where, let's say you're offering something, whether it's a PDF, ebook or something like that, and you've got it saved, so you can just send out a link for them to download it. If you wanted to do that, you definitely can. I wouldn't recommend putting links to like your offer or your business or something like that, because there's a good chance that Facebook would flag it. So I tend to stay away from that, but you can put a link in there and it will include it in your comment or your response to somebody. And then I just say, automatically stop after I've done 100 replies. Again, I usually don't let it get to that point or anywhere near that, but you can set it if you're just gonna if you let it just go for a whole day and you've got 120 unanswered, you can run this thing and it'll stop automatically after 100 if that's one. But you can obviously set this lower, set it higher, it doesn't really matter. Um, and then if back to this one, if you say take a break after a certain number, um, you can set it so that the extension will take a break for whatever amount of time. They recommend 60 minutes. I put 120 just to be safe. Again, staying off Facebook's radar. But the extension would take a break for about 2 hours, and then it could pick back up again and start running until you hit this number or that number. So on to the next part. Reply text variation. So these are different. These are different responses that I will typically use, and a lot of these I've copied and pasted from responses that I've done to people's comments on my posts. Now, what I would say is I typically don't use this if I do a value post and where I'm getting some detailed comments from people, I will, reply back to them personalized or something that's, personalized to their comment. This is, I think, better for if you're posting a motivational quote or something along those lines where people are just responding to you saying, "Oh, that's great, I love this," or "Great picture, great quote, great post," whatever it might be. These are a little more in line with responding this type of response to those comments. Because again, it's randomizing these. You can't personalize each one. You'd have to go in individually, and you'd have to go to that person's post yourself and do it. So what you could do that and then run this, and it'll skip over anything that's already been responded to. But these ones are, like I said, it's just those types of responses to get them through quickly on an automated basis and boost things up. So it's very easy to add here. So what I'll do is I'll add a reply, and I'll just put something like, "You're awesome," and then I will add an emoji because that always helps. So I go to emoji copy, and we'll just do this one right here. Copy that. And then add reply. Okay, so that's a reply now. I have a typo there. "You are awesome." All right, add reply. All right, so now coming on to the next part. This is optional. Do you want to like comments before replying to them? You can automatically like all the comments that you've got on your post. So the system or the extension will like the comment, and then it will tag the person and it will reply to them. I don't use it because I typically go through and use hearts or care or some other emoji. But if you want to just use the like on this actually helps you automate more. So you can just use like, it'll like the comment, tag the person and reply. If you don't do this, which I leave it as no, do not. So what I do is before I run this, I go through and I heart or care or whatever it is on all the comments. Then I run this. It will still tag the person and then make the post. But this is just another option for automation if you want to use it. And then this is another one where you can only reply to comments that contain one of the following words or phrases. This goes back to, if you say, "Hey, I just came out with this new ebook I created. If you want it, reply info," and then you could put info in here, and then run the extension, and then it'll reply only to the ones who have used the text that you want somebody to use. So you can 100% do that if you want to respond. Use this thing to respond to those particular posts to deliver whatever it is, or if you want to maybe just have the response that says, "Hey, I'll DM you." That could be your response, and then you set this up to only respond to the people who use that word and on your particular post. But I'm not using it. I typically don't use it, but you can definitely use it to do that if you want. So then the next step here is just to start replying. And so when you do that, you will see this pop up. So now here's my post. You can see here it is right here. Scroll down, you see all the comments that I've gotten. So let's go to the first one. It doesn't have a response. Hopefully I got the right one. I replied. You replied. And you can see that's me right there where it says I replied. So we're going to get to the first one where I did. Okay, so this is the first one where I have not replied. This person says so true. All right, so we're going to start, and you'll see this pop up. Hopefully it works. It typically works. I've not had issue. The one thing I'll say is there's a lot of extensions you have problems with. This is not typically one that I have extensions with. Okay, so you can see here, I was just looking at the wrong one. There was a response, there was one up higher that I hadn't seen. So this is one that we should see a reply will be coming through. And again, this is just, it's waiting for it's using the timer that I've set. So it's giving it, time in between doing responses. Okay, you can see here, and actually I'm going to try and find these because I was just sitting on the wrong one. Here we go, sorry. So you see this was so true, and that's the first one. And so it's already done 2 of the 12. Here you go, so you look, it's replying again. It's jumped right there, it's automatically replying. So now it's going to look for the next one. It's going to just cycle through all those responses I had. So it's done 4 of the 12. So, and it's just going to keep moving through till you get here. Then once it gets done, it will stop. So, and look here again, tags the person and adds, I had these 3 emojis. So that's the basic gist of the comment funnels. Like I said, it's a big time saver. When you're going through, you have all these posts. Now, what I can be doing is while this is happening, I can be on a different tab messaging people, having those conversations, or I can be on a different tab scrolling through my Facebook feed and, responding to other people or engaging in other people's posts. And that's just going to boost my engagement more. So the algorithm is going to see that. It's going to see I'm responding to people on my posts, and it's going to see that I am hearting, caring, those kind of things on people's other posts on my feed, and I'm responding. I'm leaving comments for them as well. So it's going to see all those things, and it's going to keep pushing out my post to more and more people. Maybe it'll push it out to those people that I'm, on my feed replying to that didn't see it before. Now maybe they'll see it because the algorithm's picking up and I just responded to something they did. And so it helps boost engagement. So it makes it easier to do multiple things at the same time. And so that's why I like using it. So I'm going to put down in the comments, go ahead and take a look. I have a link. You can go check out Comment Funnels for 14 days for free. If you don't like it, then you can obviously just cancel after the 14 days. But I would definitely recommend going and checking it out for the 14 days, seeing if it's something that'll work for you to help you save some time in your daily method of operation. Because anytime you can save spending, this is what I always say, is I like to use automation and extensions so that I can spend more time having actual conversations with people. So, I'm responding, and this is what this operation for me is really just boosting the algorithm to get my posts in front of more people to attract their attention so that I can later have conversations in Messenger with them. So I try to do whatever I can to save time to have those conversations as opposed to doing other tasks. But that's all I have on this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment and definitely check out the link below.